Namaste, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Toro, that's the channel name. And just to remind you, what I do is stuff with regarding to spirituality, vegetarian food, meditation, mudras, physical yoga, life experiences, and other things. But for now, I'm just talking about this. So, should you become a vegetarian? Should you take on a vegetarian diet completely? Well, the answer is for you to come to, not for me to give it to you, but I'm going to explain or give you reasons why many people become vegetarian. So let's go. We are here in Medellin, Colombia, going towards Ciudad del Rio. One of the beautiful things is eating a lot of just fruit in addition to vegetables and grains as a vegetarian, very healthy. But of course, you have to be careful. That's the Bancolombia building there, the offices, the administrative, those two buildings. Bancolombia is a bank here, they're probably the most important banking company here in Colombia. You can always eat arepas, but not the meat, not the chorizos there and whatever, and all that fried stuff. So you can, there are restrictions for some people in terms of becoming a vegetarian because of certain health conditions. Like somebody can be a diabetic and maybe not eat as many as much fruit, as they want to, because some fruit are very high in the natural sugars, which will, bring up the sugar levels and then put you at risk for those kind of people. Other people might just really require whatever because they believe, or some kind of condition where they have to eat or consume animal protein in the form of whatever. But I'm a vegetarian. I have been a vegetarian for 15 years now. 15 years out of love and compassion for animals. That's one reason why some people become vegetarians. It's not because of religion or some spiritual path they decided to take, and one of the requirements was to become a vegetarian, as is in some spiritual paths like bhakti and whatever, in some forms of Hinduism, not all forms of Hinduism, and in other Hinduism is not a religion. Hinduism, it's just a way of spiritual life. So yeah. So this right here is where we officially enter Ciudad del Rio, right after Mercado del Rio on the other side that you saw, that place. This is Avenida Industriales, right here, Industriales Avenue. Just so you know, on this area right here, these first block right here before you go inward into Ciudad del Rio, it's all tower blocks with medical offices, tech companies, software companies inside up there, and a lot of medical offices and dental offices here. And very good, and a clinic or two here. In the future, I will make a video just about this place, but not the spiritual talk we're having, or the why become a vegetarian, which is also for some people it's a spiritual thing. So some people choose to become vegetarian because the meat they were eating has been affecting their health, and they decide to become vegetarian at the doctor's recommendation. Some people, out of just seeing so much suffering, like I remember going to a slaughterhouse when I was about 18 years old here in Colombia, and I remember hearing seeing the animals, like I felt the pain they were in, the sadness. They were in so much pain, and some were crying or whatever, screaming when they were being slaughtered. It was just very, very disheartening. And I tried to become a vegetarian when I was 19 years old, when I went back to the U.S. from Colombia, because I was here on vacation. But I didn't have any support. I didn't do anything. But I remember I was trying to be. I remember being a child and like vomiting or puking. Some of the meat I ate, I would just throw it up. I wouldn't even eat it, and my mom wouldn't force me, so she knew what kind of meat to give me, which was a limited amount of limited options, because there was a lot of stuff, whether it came from beef or from, I mean, it was beef or pork or poultry. It was just, and my mom gave me a lot of rice, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit, and my thing was it started since I was a child. And I remember even a lady, when I was with the Hare Krishnas, she told me, I don't know if that's true, she told me that it was probably because in my previous life, in my previous incarnation, I had started the path of being a vegetarian, but it was not solidified. I wasn't 100% like focused or determined. But now in this life, I finally, after 2 tries, on the 3rd try, I became a vegetarian. 2nd try, I was, I don't know, 20-something years old. But the last time, I finally got it. That's Museo de Arte Moderno, the Museum of Modern Art, here in Medellin, here in Ciudad del Rio. This whole area is new. It's only been, this used to be a big metal company where they did welding and whatever. It was a big company. Had all of this territory, and then they sold it off, different lots, and people, the construction company started building up. And I remember seeing some Indians playing cricket here back in 2021, but now I think they don't play here anymore, from what I said. But there are a lot of Indians live here because they are software engineers brought over on short-term contracts or a little longer, and they live in this area, and they come here a lot, from what I understand from one of my friends that lives here. And a lot of Indians are vegetarian. Not all Indians are vegetarian. There's a cafe right over there. I love dogs. Look at that Dalmatian. I remember I rescued a Dalmatian way back in 1999, and then I gave it in adoption because I couldn't keep her. Her name was Lola, and a nice family with 2 young children took her because I had another dog, and his name was Cirilo. He was a black Labrador golden retriever mix, and he didn't take too well to her. He was attacking her, so through my girlfriend's father, my ex-girlfriend's father, we found a family in Llano Grande, Rio Negro, and she lived a happy life there until she passed away. The little doggy with the family and the children loved her so much. They were like 8, 9 years old and 6 when they took her back in 1999. So, yeah. There's even, let's say, outdoor cinema here on Friday nights. I think it is Friday nights? The last Friday of each month. Crepes and Waffles has a lot of vegetarian options and vegan options. It's a Colombian chain, and they even have one in Miami, one in Mexico City. That's one of the structures that's left from the old factory here. And that's another one. It says Taller Doblados. It was the bending workshop, whatever, like, because they worked with metal, and they produced a lot of metal for different purposes. So other people just become vegetarian because it's a fashion, it's a trend. So it's trendy. Some people are doing that in the world, becoming vegetarians just because it's trendy, but not because of compassion for animals. If you ever need my dentist's number, because I'm coming here to my dentist's office here in this building here. If you ever need it, just let me know, and I'll give I'll give you guys her contact number. She's an excellent dentist, but you have to make an appointment with her like 3 weeks in advance because she's usually very busy and all that. So it's a good idea if you want to become a vegetarian. It's going to be healthier for your life in general if you don't have any health complications that require you not to be a total vegetarian. You're gonna give more love because you're gonna be part of that process or that chain of animal sacrifice and all that suffering animals go through, all the suffering they go through at the cattle farms and poultry farms and fish farms in terms of seafood as well, and in the ocean. And you'll be contributing big to global peace, global harmony, universal love, universal compassion, universal oneness and all. and they have feelings. Cows have feelings, horses have feelings, pigs have feelings, dogs have feelings, emotions. They all have emotions. The cats, birds, chickens, turkeys. If you don't see that, I understand. Everybody will not see it at the same time, or this whole world would be vegetarian already, but this is part of the world. So that's it. Maybe there are more reasons. You can leave more reasons in below, but that's what I see. Compassion, and even ecological. It will be more friendly to the environment, more ecologically friendly to the environment, because there's so much water that is wasted in those places where they sacrifice cattle and poultry and whatnot. So much water, so much of our drinkable water, which is not much. It's like 4% of the world water, like the water in the world, is drinkable, and we're contaminating a lot of it with factories and everything, and we're wasting a lot of it as well with all this animal sacrifice, because then, you know, they got to clean those places where they sacrificed those animals. And deforestation, you would really help to reduce deforestation, because a lot of the cattle business requires a lot of trees and ecosystems to be destroyed just to have more pastures, green pastures for the cows and the other animals, the sheep and whatever, and the lamb, to eat grass and get them fat and whatever. So there are so many reasons. I mean, the planet is in need of people becoming more vegetarian, out of love, out of compassion, out of global environmental harmony. So think about it. That's it. There are many more reasons, but I wanted to keep this video short, and some of you are not really interested in it, probably didn't come up to this point, but the ones that did come up to this last point in the video here is because you're really truly interested in becoming vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. I'm a vegetarian. I tried to become vegan twice, but my body was suffering. It needed the milk-derived products like yogurt, cheese. I don't drink milk directly because it hurts my stomach, but I do consume milk-derived products, cheese, like I said, yogurt, Greek yogurt. That doesn't hit my stomach. It doesn't bother, but the regular milk does. So I drink a lot of almond milk normally, or whatnot, or rice milk, coconut milk. Anyway, bye-bye, guys. Until next time.